All right, so today we're going to be going over a really quick case study. Today is going to be a pool service case study. I'm going to go through a search campaign for a pool service client. June and July got 71 leads at about $83 a lead. So a little bit higher cost per lead, but this is in the Phoenix market in sort of the peak of spring, summer. So that cost per lead is going to be a little bit wild. But yeah, we'll walk through the campaign and go through some of the stuff that's working. So if you are a pool service company, or I guess a pool service company owner, and you're looking for somebody to actually build a campaign like this for you, get it live for your market, there's a link in the description below to apply for a consultation. I can review it, see if I can help you out. Outside of that, if you are new here, my name is Chris. I kind of cover, everything Google Ads related, getting a little bit into Facebook, so should maybe see some content about that moving forward. But yeah, let's just kind of jump into the case study. If you want to see more stuff like this, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Always appreciate that stuff, but let's kind of go through and see what's working on this campaign. All right, so first thing we should probably go over is the metrics. This one right now, it's at 200 a day. This one's kind of gone up and down because literally at a certain point, the owner of the business was like, we need to slow it down a little bit because things were just a little bit too chaotic. I think they needed to kind of handle some operational things. We're slowly scaling the budget back up. Because I know at a certain point, I think this was about like somewhere between 250, 300 a day total on the account. Right now it's at 200 a day, but either way, June and July, we spent about $5,900 on ads, 4,200 impressions, 305 clicks, about a 7.24% click-through rate. Ultimately, I'd like that to be higher, but at the end of the day, 7.24% is not bad by any means. And like I mentioned, this one is in Phoenix, so the cost per click is a little bit higher. It's about $19.47 per click. We got 71 leads at that time, converting about 23% of clicks into leads. And then that comes out to a cost per lead of $83.66. Now, when I say leads and conversions and all that, just so I can kind of show you what conversion actions we're working with here, is a little bit kind of all over the place right now, but they are split up between phone calls and form submissions. So predominantly it is phone calls on this account. So changed up the conversion action at some point. So we technically have 39 phone calls from the landing page. We have 12 people that called the phone number on the ad itself. And then 20 people submitted a form on the page, which is, name, phone number, email, zip code, and then the type of pool service they need. So decently detailed form there, but predominantly this one skews more phone call, which is for me what I prefer. I would much rather have more phone calls than form fills. So for this particular campaign, that's what we're working with here. And really one of the most important things with a Google Ads campaign, regardless of its pool service or not, is we need to make sure that we are converting that traffic into leads, obviously. But we need to make sure this number right here, conversion rate, is kind of as high as it possibly can be, without kind of sacrificing lead quality and all that sort of stuff. So there's a handful of things that really go into that. And what I'll do really quick is just walk you through what you need to have in place to actually get more traffic, more high quality traffic, and kind of convert that into leads. So the first thing we want to talk about is our search traffic itself. And what you're going to see here is everything is, and where I am right now, this is not these right here, these are not the keywords. These are the search terms. So what we want to make sure we're having here is we want to have the highest quality search traffic coming into our campaign. Because if we're going to the search terms here and we're seeing a bunch of competitor names, or we're seeing irrelevant traffic, or we're seeing, insert what other bad stuff we don't want to see, that is going to be the first thing we need to look at on a campaign. And you really just want to have high quality traffic here, because if it's not high quality, you're not going to convert it into leads. And if it does convert, it's just going to be people calling for, other competitors or anything like that, or, irrelevant services. So you can see traffic here, pool service Phoenix, pool pump repair near me, pool cleaning services. You want to make sure that everything in here is quality, pool acid wash near me. And there's a couple of ways we do this. Number one, we got to have the right keywords in the campaign. So if you are just putting in a bunch of really broad keywords, like if you were just to put in the keyword pool service and just dropped it in as a broad match keyword, which essentially means you put it in here without any of these like little brackets on it or anything like that, what's going to happen is you are going to just have your ads showing up for a wide range of stuff that is totally irrelevant, and you want to avoid that. So using the right keywords, using the right match types is going to help you get the right high quality traffic, and as well. And then on top of that, you want to make sure you have negative keywords. And I go into detail on that on a bunch of other videos, but those are the two things you want to have in place to get the right search traffic. That's the first thing you want to have in place, because if your search traffic is crap, it doesn't matter what page you're using. It doesn't matter what your ads say. The entire process of the campaign is going to be broken. So want to make sure you get the right search traffic. And then beyond that, you want to make sure you are structuring your campaigns properly. So right now you can see I have a bunch of different ad groups in here for a bunch of different services. And you want to take all your keywords and then split them up into not only different services, but different keyword themes. And then also I like to do geo ad groups. So all of the keywords in this ad group are pool service keywords specific to Mesa. This one's for Gilbert, this one's for Phoenix, this one's for Chandler. And you want to make sure that you have all of your keyword themes grouped up and then organized into these ad groups, because what you can do, you target searches around that theme and then you show people ads that are relevant to that theme. So if somebody types in pool services Phoenix, you can then show them an ad that is specific to that search term. That's going to help not only the click-through rate on your ads, but it's also going to help the overall relevance. And when you send people to a landing page that is for pool services in Phoenix, they're more likely to convert. So it's all about keeping that entire process relevant. And what I see a lot of people do is they take all their keywords, they just drop it into one ad group, and they don't even change the name of the ad group. It just says ad group 1 or something like that. And that's usually why their stuff isn't converting well, because it's all just sort of jumbled into one ad group and there's no organization. And then a third thing we got to talk about really quick is landing pages. So this one is sending traffic to landing pages. This is not going to the homepage of the website or anything like that, because again, we want to make sure we are converting traffic at a high enough rate as possible. And if we are not converting traffic at say 20% or above, then this cost per conversion, this cost per lead is going to go higher and higher. Like if this was down at 10%, you'd be looking at a cost per lead somewhere around like $200, which is just not, over the long term, that's just not really feasible. It's just way too high of a cost per lead. So we want to make sure that this is as high as possible. One of the best ways to do that is with landing pages. Typically, home pages of a website, pages on websites, they can convert better, but typically they don't. Usually it's somewhere around like a 10% conversion rate. We want that to be 20% or higher, because that's going to help us get a better cost per conversion. Better cost per conversion means we're going to get more leads at a cheaper cost, which means more leads. You just get more leads from your campaign. That's obviously what we want at the end of the day. So if you do those three things on your campaign at a high level, you should be in a good spot. If you want to learn more about that, if you're the kind of person that wants to DIY all of this, I have a bunch of other videos on my channel that explain all of this in depth. I should be coming out with a longer tutorial video moving forward. So if that's something you want to do, there are going to be options for you to just kind of check that out. But if you are somebody, whether you're in pool services or you're in any other home service industry, and you want to have somebody actually build the campaign, do all this stuff for you, so you don't have to be bothered with it, if we're being honest. You just want somebody to handle everything, set it up, optimize it, do all that stuff. There's a link in the description below for a consultation. You can fill that out and I'll review it. I'll see if I can help you out. If I can, I'll let you know. But yeah, in the meantime, that is pretty much it for this video. If you want to see more stuff like this, be sure to like and subscribe. That is always very appreciated. And I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks.